Hi everyone, my name is Eashna. I'm a pre-med student here at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Over the course of the last 2 years in university, I've compiled a list of frequently asked questions that I think I had as a pre-med that I would like to share with you all.
I'm overzealous when I'm thinking about the cash flow. I never had no handouts, was king.
One of the biggest questions that gets asked is, what should I major in as a pre-med? And I think while a lot of pre-meds do major in kind of one of the natural sciences, something like biology or a related science like biochemistry, genetics, etc., you can really major in anything you want as long as you complete the necessary coursework that med schools look for. These include a variety of courses in the natural sciences, that would be biology, chemistry, and physics, along with like the concurrent lab courses that come with each of those. Because of that, majoring in a natural science can make it easier to complete all your pre-med requirements, but you're really free to take any subjects that you want outside of those. Personally, I'm double majoring in biology and English, and it kind of goes to show that it's pretty easy to double major or minor in something outside of the sciences if you choose to do so. It does require a bit of forward planning, but it's completely doable, and your academic advisors in university are going to be a great resource to help you plan ahead in order to achieve that.
I never had no handouts, was came natural.
So extracurriculars are obviously going to be a big part of your application. In general, there are 4 major extracurricular activities that pre-meds must focus on: shadowing, volunteering, patient care, and research. And these are just kind of areas in which you should have some kind of experience for sure going into med school. Stay tuned for more information regarding those. But beyond this, your extracurriculars in college really should just center around what it is that matters to you. Keep in mind that med school essays and interviews will ask you to describe important undergrad experiences that you've accumulated throughout your time in college, and you really want to participate in opportunities and activities that will give you a chance to really talk about the things that matter the most to you. Collect a variety of strong experiences rather than participating in clubs to fill a prerequisite. Also keep in mind that being part of pre-med societies can be a great way to gain experiences and meet other people that are going into the same field as you, but it's not a requirement that all med schools look for. So there aren't really any hard and fast numbers for what med schools are going to look for, but in general, I've spoken to some of my pre-med advisors here at Madison, and they tend to advise having about 40 shadowing hours with at least 2 physicians, about 150 hours of patient care over the course of at least 2 semesters, a couple hours of community service per week over the course of several semesters during your time in college, and these can be a single activity or multiple different ones depending on your passions and your likes and dislikes. And finally, research, at least 2 semesters with varying hours based on whatever the lab that you're in requires or whatever your personal schedule is. On the topic of research, I think that's one of those nebulous things going into college that a lot of people don't know much about. Personally, I really didn't understand how the process of applying to a research lab or anything worked when I was a freshman. But it really comes down to kind of just exploring what it is you want to do, number one, figuring out what it is that you would like to spend multiple hours of your week doing hands-on work related to. And then as for getting into an actual research lab, there are a lot of different methods depending on the lab itself. A lot of students I know just inquire what it is that the lab does, why they're interested in it, and explain what of their personal experiences would make them a good fit for it. Keep in mind that these professors do know that you're undergrads and that you don't have all of the experience that a graduate student or somebody with a higher education level would. And they're eager to see your passion and your willingness to learn. This is a big one. Obviously, everyone's experience is different. I think some of the classes that you'll hear the most buzz around are going to be math courses like calculus, writing-intensive courses like English and history, general chemistry, and of course the dreaded organic chemistry. But just because these classes are known to be difficult doesn't necessarily mean you'll end up having a hard time in them. Always check in with your advisors and know which of these classes that you do have to take for your major. For example, not everybody has to take multiple writing-intensive courses to satisfy a biology major, for example. Med schools do look for at least some experience with college-level writing, but that doesn't necessarily mean you have to take multiple English and history courses if that's not really your thing. My greatest advice would be to really know your strengths and your weaknesses. If you have a strong understanding of what's challenging for you, you can plan ahead and try to space out your harder classes over the course of multiple semesters. In addition, really know your learning style and understand what it is that allows you to perform the best in a classroom setting.
I never had no handouts, just came natural.
I think the single most important thing that I've learned in college isn't chemistry or biology or the mitochondria being the powerhouse of the cell. It's time management. Here at Wisconsin, Badgers work hard, but we play hard too. And I think it's really important to recognize that yes, with a competitive pathway like pre-med, you've got to stay on top of your academics and your extracurriculars, but you have a life outside of school. At least you should. The best thing you can do for your academic success, honestly, is to just take a little bit of time each day, even each week, to do your hobbies, to stay active, to meet up with your friends, to prioritize your health. There's always a way to combine all the other aspects of your life with school. And for example, me and my friends, we love to spend time cafe hunting for new places to study, or I try to sometimes read a couple flashcards while taking a walk or going on the treadmill just to stay active and prioritize other aspects of my life. Above all, always remember to breathe. The pre-med track is not a race, it's a marathon, and the better you can conserve your stamina by resting and taking time to yourself, the farther you'll go. Thank you so much everybody for listening, and I wish you good luck in your pre-med journey.
Sometimes you gotta pray for a victory.